All right, if you're a fan of the show, you just saw us react to the NBA logos, and here we are again, still friends. Hopefully we're still friends with you guys. But yeah, now it is the WNBA's turn to step into the design arena. Here we go.
We're three graphic designers. We got some opinions. Some people think they're questionable.
All right, Atlanta Dream.
Atlanta Dream. This is their original logo here. This one's kind of interesting. Like, it feels a little unbalanced, I think.
Yeah, it definitely feels very unbalanced.
It's kind of interesting. If you look in the ball, you can actually see a silhouette of a bird. Which I guess a part of the team's branding is the rising phoenix. It ties back to the Civil War and like Atlanta rising from the ashes of the war. But
do you see that? I don't.
It's gray, so you can kind of see the tail, and the wings, and then the head. It's
whoa. Okay. Yeah, no, I did not guess.
That's why the basketball looks weird.
badge logo.
Whoa. Okay. The new logos are very, very abstract.
Yeah, they kind of wanted to take what they had in the original logo and kind of break it down into different icons. So it's actually tricky to see, but if you look again, you can actually see the wings of the phoenix. The basketball, there's kind of like a weird basketball shape that makes the tail.
It's actually really impressive how like abstract they were able to do it, but we still know what it is, you know?
Yeah.
And then they moved on to this. Okay.
Yep. And kind of kept a lot of the same things, you know, you still have the wings. There was something about the rising star too that was like in all of their logos. Was like the rising star. Again, just ties back to like the city rising from after the Civil War, but
not bad, not a bad logo. I think it looks pretty clean. The colors look really good.
American.
They complement each other really well.
just kept good old red, white, and blue the whole time.
Yeah, what does Atlanta Dream mean?
It's the American dream
All right.
of Atlanta. Red, white, and blue, America. We're dreaming.
It checks out.
I just didn't know if Atlanta had a different dream than the rest of us people.
I'd be curious to know how much they play into the Rising Phoenix as part of their branding, because it almost seems like you'd have to know that, like to understand like those are like wings of a phoenix and it's like rising from the ashes or whatever. But
Gotcha.
yeah, I'm curious to know like how much that's used in their branding apart from just like the icon of the wings in their logo.
All right, let's see it. Give it an 8.
8. I went 6.
Yeah, what'd you not like about it?
I just not in love with it. It's very simple, very kind of boring. I do love the colors. Colors are very nice.
Yeah.
The A in the center also just feels heavy because everything else is kind of an outline, but that's just a solid shape.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that does make sense.
I think what I like about it is like they were able to kind of like build on what they had originally and kind of refine it each time. And then also like you have like the main A that's like obviously your main focus, and the other stuff almost seems like a background pattern. But then if you kind of know like, okay, those are like the wings of the phoenix, like that's a basketball down there. I don't know, I think that all works well together in the sense that like these like shapes mean something, I guess.
Oh, Chicago Sky.
Ooh.
All right, Thain, you're gonna love this one.
I do like it already. It's cool.
Do you know what building that is? Willis Tower.
What?
From Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
I think I see my dad.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's the
Greatest
it used to
movie?
be the Sears Tower.
Yeah. Okay, that's why. If you would have said Sears Tower, I'd be like, okay.
Yeah. I don't know, it's very, very cool. Very, very different.
Yeah, very unique.
I love the colors. I think the colors are really cool. And just how the basketball comes into the
Yeah.
I wish more of like these sports teams logos, and I'm sure a lot of it is like, you know, the league like kind of limiting what they can do. But I just wish more logos were kind of more like fun like this.
Yeah, this one's very fun.
It's got a lot of action.
Well,
you have clouds.
it
in
looks
there,
like
which is sick.
Yeah, clouds.
And like even Chicago's like hiding back in the clouds. Like, I don't know. It's
It's a very fun logo.
Yeah.
But they did rebrand. So this is, and now they look like this.
Huh.
Still using Willis Tower. I think the colors are still really cool.
Yeah.
I can't unsee Sky High though.
I was gonna say that Kurt Russell movie. I was gonna say that.
I can't unsee it. Like it looks just like
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna say that. That's so funny.
Coach Boomer was gonna put this as hero or sidekick. He'd be like, sidekick.
But yeah, it's still not like bad. It lights the
that's
net at the bottom.
Yeah, we talked about how that's like never incorporated, so it's kind of cool to see that.
Yeah, and I was actually just gonna say, like, I think the net pattern looks really cool.
Oh yeah, it does.
They could have still kept the sky with Willis Tower.
Yeah.
And I understand, like, this looks more like a logo. Like the last
Yeah.
one, you know, is definitely
Looks like more like a t-shirt design.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
The only thing I don't actually like about this is the black.
Really, I love
think-
the black.
I think that super dark black against like a light blue and a yellow, like they could have used like a dark blue. I think it would have just
Okay.
evened it out.
Yeah, that navy would have looked really cool.
Yeah, like a navy, exactly.
Mm.
I think it would have just evened it out.
Put up their numbers. A 7.
7.
Oh, okay. I think they got 7s all around.
Yeah,
I think they could go back a little bit to
that's
a combination of the old and the new.
Yeah, elements like the net I think is really cool. I think the overall shape is really cool. It's something, you know, a little bit more unique. Hey, there's your Microsoft
Whoa.
Paint logo.
Connecticut Sun.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Crazy.
this was rough.
Yeah, definitely.
It's tough to look at. There's a lot happening.
They used this till like 2021 as well.
Yeah, it's
like
yeah. There's some very rough edges. Like I'm not even 100% sure where this even came from.
Like, I think Connecticut is the only thing in there that's not shaky.
Yeah, I don't know.
I can't tell if it's like a pom pom or flames or.
It's a sun.
I know.
I actually like the sun effect behind it. There's definitely not enough contrast there between that and sun.
No.
I do kind of like the look of like almost like a hand-drawn, like writing out sun,
Yeah.
but it just seems too sketchy.
Definitely need something.
It's not a pretty one. It's not
yeah.
a pretty one.
Yeah,
like-
please tell me they updated better.
I'd say it's better.
Whoa.
Oh, it's a sunflower.
Is it?
It looks like sunflower petals to me.
I actually have no idea. I don't know why it's got the point at the bottom. I really don't. Like, I feel like they could have got rid of that.
I honestly don't know what to think about this logo. Well, and another thing too is the stroke, the orange is not the same shape as the petals. Little confused as to what the shape of the orange is supposed to be. I don't know what shape it's supposed to be that's not the flower petals.
Unless they're just trying to come up with something, a unique shape that just isn't playing out very well.
It is mirrored exactly, like it's perfectly mirrored.
Yeah, it is. I didn't
It's
notice
the
that.
same side on the left side it is on the right. This is probably a logo where I've just been like, I have no idea what it is.
Yeah. I mean, it's got basketball, but that's kind of as far as that goes.
Definitely better than the last one.
I would definitely say it's an improvement. The colors are better. The text is very disconnected. I don't like that.
Yeah, getting rid of that spike on the bottom. You
I know,
can leave
that's
that
what I'm
text up.
saying. Like,
Unless there's like some
like, but
importance to that. And like the last one, like the C and the basketball and the outline are kind of like cleaned up, but the sun rays or the flower petals look drawn in.
yeah.
It's like a weird mix of both, which is kind of intriguing.
Honestly, there's probably somebody in Connecticut that knows more about this brand than we do.
If you're from Connecticut and you know the answer,
Please
leave a comment.
All right, let's see what you guys gave it.
I give it 5.
Why am I not surprised? Man.
That's devil's advocate.
There's just so many questionable things in this logo that I just don't know what it is, why they chose the way they went about the design process in it. And yeah, I'm kind of...
I think it has potential. You know, like there's something there to build off of, but just where it is now isn't great.
I really like the fact that it has somewhat of like a hand-drawn feel. I think sometimes
you like
like
hand-drawn.
nowadays everybody gets so caught up in like the logo being perfect and clean and everything is like very computer looking. I like that it has like some kind of hand-drawn elements. One thing I wish they would have done is I don't love the C in the middle. I think like the like that kind of typeface or whatever it is they chose, I feel like it doesn't really match everything, but I like the idea of that there. Like if they had a different C in there, I think it would be a lot stronger. And kind of same with the basketball. Like I think they should play into that more hand-drawn feel. And like if they gave that those basketball lines a little bit more of like a hand-drawn look, I think overall this would be super cool.
Dallas Wings, I just read Wings Dallas when
I definitely, yeah, that was weird.
So they definitely need to switch that up. But it's called the Dallas Wings. It also just sounds like a restaurant.
It really does.
That lime green color is a very interesting color for logos. You know, it's not used super often, but
Right.
don't know what feeling I get when I see that color.
It's like similar colors to the Minnesota.
Oh, very similar actually.
Yeah, they have that dark blue with that like lime green.
It's not a very attractive color, but it works.
I think where they've outlined wings in that green color, it makes it vibrate a little bit,
Yeah.
which I don't really like.
Not a lot of teams that use what kind of animals you call those?
Cryptic,
No.
mythical.
Mythical creatures, yeah.
Cryptid, that's Bigfoot, dude. Kid, it's Mothman.
And there's a couple.
You think Mothman and the Pegasus are the same guy?
No.
And yes, there's Mothman, the Loch Ness Monster, Bigfoot, Yeti. Australia has their own. I forgot what it's called though. It's like a Yarly or something.
What about the chupacabra?
Oh yeah, that's one.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Yeah.
Gaboosh.
I gave it a 6. Okay.
I did just go higher because of the Pegasus. Okay, I think it's pretty standard. You know,
Yeah.
like they could definitely add some more personality to it for sure. Like if they made it look like the Pelican from the NBA,
Right.
that would be cool.
Yeah, I just feel like it's kind of like another one of those generic mascot logos that you could just, find online anywhere. It just doesn't like stand out to me.
Whoa.
See, I was really hoping Valkyries. I was really hoping this one had a Pegasus involved, but it doesn't at all. But Golden State, you can see there's a suspension bridge.
Ah, okay. I see it.
Whoa.
Valkyries.
Yeah, I know.
So that's a bridge.
It's a bridge. It's also, you'll see there's wings.
Oh yeah.
Wings.
There's wings.
That comes to a point at the bottom. It's supposed to be a sword.
I feel like in order for that to be a sword, it needs a handle.
Okay, it's
Yeah.
the end of a sword. It's the
Well,
point of the sword.
All I see is an arrowhead.
Ah.
Oh, there's two. It's supposed to be like the Valkyrie V.
Yeah, this one's a little too abstract for me.
It's also got 13 lines. It's supposed to be because they're the 13th league. 13th team to join the league. Font's a little bland though.
Honestly, yeah, nothing great about this logo that I'm totally in love with. Yeah, I think it's just a little too abstract for me, and I don't know what it is. I wouldn't be able to tell what it is from far away. You have to imagine too, like if you take the Golden State Valkyries out, you take and just have the brand mark, would you know what it is? What are Valkyries?
And like a Norse warrior woman though, specifically a woman warrior.
Okay.
That's why they ride Pegasus and have dope swords.
Like something that comes to my mind would be like having some kind of like a Valkyrie helmet.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of times they have like wings on the helmet.
yeah.
Right?
That might be one of the second.
And you can put that bridge in that wing on the
For
helmet.
sure, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be so cool.
Because it's a really cool idea, but I don't know if it's strong enough to be your
Yes,
Uh-huh.
definitely.
Typically in the design process, there's a list of words that you try to correlate with, and it looks like they just chose one word.
Yeah,
Bridge.
and that's bridge.
They wrote bridge and they're like, yep,
All right.
we got it.
We're gonna run with this.
Yeah, pick 2 or 3 words that all correlate. And
Well, especially when one of those words is Valkyrie, like she warrior of the North.
so yeah, their secondary logo is much better than.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Ready? Hey, let's go. I gave it a 1. I'm very disappointed.
Wow, what?
Yeah, there's so much opportunity and they just didn't use any of it. And I do like their secondary logo. I would give that one a much higher.
Yeah,
Give it a 3.
Yeah,
3.
and a 5.
I gave it a 5.
You guys are generous.
Again, it just like kind of goes to like, it is unique. Like,
Well, there's
it's
a lot
not
of.
just a circle.
There's supposed to be a lot of story in there too.
Is there? Yeah. And I could see that. Like, you got a lot of stuff going on in that little triangle. I could see them, wanting to try to tell a story. Yeah, I just kind of agree though. Like, I feel like there's so much more they could have played into, like, to tell that story that they just didn't use.
Indiana Fever.
Indiana Fever. And pretty sure this is their only logo.
It looks more baseball.
It does.
It looks pretty baseball.
I don't like that basketball either. It looks very weird. Everything else just has the single stroke, but that's got like the definition of the lines and stuff, which I get. It's like you need it to see a basketball, but nothing else has that.
I like that the text breaks out of the circle, even though it's like only a little bit.
I do like that.
But yeah, it's like better. I just like that so much more than them like squeezing Fever down to fit in the center. Like,
Yeah, honestly, not a lot to say. Pretty
straightforward.
easy logo to make. Honestly, it's not super difficult. Probably the most difficult part is trying to blend the swoosh down into the basketball, and they did a pretty good job with that.
I think one thing to note is that this was made in 2000, I'm pretty sure.
A year or two.
Yeah.
So it's crazy to think that 2000 was 25 years ago. I could see these guys possibly rebranding in the near future.
All right, let's see it.
5.
5. Wow. Yeah, there's nothing too crazy or special about it.
Yeah, it's like not bad, but it's just kind of boring.
Yeah,
Like,
definitely.
I think one way to make it better is like this basketball is just distracting. It doesn't really fit. Like, get rid of the basketball, finish your little swoop coming off the art, and then put the basketball in the background.
Las Vegas Aces. So
Dang.
this team has a lot of history.
I like how they chose the word aces for Vegas because of like poker.
They actually started in Utah.
What?
Yeah, they started in Utah, and they were called the Utah Stars. And that logo, it looks just like the Jazz logo, the old Jazz
Really?
back in the 90s.
That's coming. That's like a weird, you just hit a weird part of my brain when I remember
It's
that.
like,
now.
there's our girls' jazz team.
I
What?
know.
Yeah.
And they were STARZ.
Easy.
Two Z's.
Goodness.
Yep.
They were bought by the Spurs.
San
and
Antonio.
They changed. They were still the Stars, I think.
Or San Antonio Stars.
Yeah. Now they changed to the San Antonio Stars, and that changed to a more Spurs style look. And then they were purchased by Vegas. Now they're the Vegas Aces.
Interesting.
That's kind of cool, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've been around. But yeah, I think this logo is actually very, very cool.
I really like the idea where it's the aces. They have like the one like kind of diamond shape, I guess. You like you would see like an ace of diamonds. I don't love though that the overall shape follows that shape.
Yeah,
Like I feel like it gets
kinda
way too
awkward.
sharp.
Yeah.
It gets very, very sharp.
Yeah, and maybe they wouldn't like use this as like a patch on a hat, but like I just feel like it'd be like so awkward to fit in places just with how tall and sharp it is.
Yeah, they definitely, it feels very Vegas
Yeah, for sure.
style.
And then it also, the overall shape looks like, what do they call it? The stratosphere? It kind of reminds me of that. It like I'm seeing it and I'm seeing like the little landmarks that you see in Vegas, like the Luxor and
guess I haven't been to
the
Vegas.
stratosphere, and like I'm
don't know
looking for
any of
like the
these.
Statue of Liberty in there somewhere, and
That's in New York, Matt.
the A, but it was in Vegas first. I guess just because like we live close to Vegas and like I've been down there so many times, and like all of those weird landmarks like is what I think of Vegas. Like,
Yeah.
you know, they got the mini Statue of Liberty, the mini Eiffel Tower. Like I'm seeing those in this logo, which is kind of fun.
Yeah, they're just black and white and gray now.
Oh, what the heck? So they got rid of, okay, that was
No,
horrible.
now they're like the Raiders.
Keep the gold.
I know. I had to get rid of the gold.
What the?
All right, ready, sit. Gave it a 7.
I give it a 6.
9 to 6. All right.
I gave it a 9.
All right. You like it a lot.
I liked it a lot.
Hey, you Vegas brat.
Wow.
Like, I think, yeah, the sharpness of it is an issue. But like I said, like I just am seeing all these like Vegas things in there, and it like makes me happy inside.
Man, Matt is optimistic today. He's usually the cranky one.
Yeah, no, I think it's cool. I think it's really cool. Very unique. Not a lot of logos. And they get the opportunity to be unique. Vegas has a very specific style, so they get to be a different style versus any others.
Yeah.
And
Feels
it feels,
like Vegas.
and it feels to me like the WNBA has less regulations on what their logo can be. Where, yeah, I feel like a lot of the NBA ones, just like with what they have to do to meet the standards of the NBA, makes their logos more boring.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, that's the end of part 1 of the WNBA React video. We're a small print shop here in St. George, so we really appreciate when you like the video and leave a comment. Please make sure to like the video and leave a comment.